that baseball was new. What's that Meatballs song about rolling away?
And then my poor meatball going right out the door.
Well, because it fell off your plate.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning Podcast. I'm Andrew, who's always with JJ and Ben, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Guys, we're actually recording on a Tuesday, recording early. We have to get this one out early for you guys.
There's just so much going on.
There's so much more going on. I'm so excited.
Gotta
JJ,
get it out.
how you been, dude?
Whoa.
Big yawn from JJ.
Fantastic. Visited Pennsylvania this weekend. Really nice. Good weather. Good times. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of flying right now, but I feel like you guys know when like all the plane crashes and stuff were happening.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know, people were getting freaked out. Mm-hmm. I feel like I didn't fall into that, but then when we would take off on a flight, I would be like shaking and like hands were super sweaty.
Do you hate flying?
So, but now I'm fine. I'm getting over that now, but there's still a little bit of that. Like, I know it's like way safer than even a car, but it took a little bit to get over, I must say. So I don't know, but I'm getting back into flying. It's fun again. So
I've flown so much, but every time that you take off and they level out and you just kind of like that. That still freaks me out every time.
I love that feeling. I love flying.
I hate
dude.
that.
I love flying.
But then after
it's
that,
so fun.
It's good. It's
yeah, just taking off. I think the first like 30 seconds.
It's a good time. That's the best part. Taking off is the best part.
You're always like looking out the window like, do we have enough runway? Are we gonna get up?
See, what you do is all you gotta do is watch the flight attendants. Flight attendants tell you everything.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah.
Like they tell you everything.
I'm not.
If they're panicking,
I'm never scared. It's just like my heart lurches a little bit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ben, what did you do over the weekend?
Same thing. Yeah, we were all in Pennsylvania.
We were all in Pennsylvania this weekend.
We were all at different weddings JJ and I were the same one. And then Andrew joined us later. Shout out Daryl.
Daryl! Woo!
Our boy Daryl.
Did too.
Got him married.
And your boy.
One of the funnest, most annoying, most worst, most best weekends of my life.
Yeah.
Went to 2 weddings. Not recommended going to 2 weddings on the same day.
Especially being in them.
Yeah, that was not my favorite thing ever because... Yeah, the entire time you're like, oh, I want to be at the other one, and then you go to the other one, you're like, oh, I feel bad for being here. So, but it was a really, really good weekend. I enjoyed it very much. Congratulations also to Patrick and Amanda for getting married.
Patty.
Big day for weddings. I knew of 4 weddings this weekend.
Insane. That
happened, which is crazy. People I know pretty well.
So much love.
Season of love.
Yeah,
Springtime.
Ben, where's your wedding at?
My wedding.
Okay, moving.
Dude. I should say, in Pennsylvania, did you hear about it? We went to, shout out Dave. Dave took us to a pony auction.
He did?
It's called Mel's Stable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he took us to the auction. That was so much fun. I had never been to a pony auction. Well, I didn't have my number set up, so I couldn't bid.
Oh, man.
But I would have. That was a cool experience.
You totally bought a horse.
It was like my heritage, you know?
Yeah.
Like, my ancestors are Amish, so I felt connected.
Yeah.
I felt home.
You felt like you were at home.
Yeah. That was really good.
The stables.
Yeah.
JJ, did you go?
Yeah. It was fun. It smelled great.
I'm sure. Oh, Pennsylvania just smells great overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we stepped out of the airport and we knew we were in the promised land, as one would say.
Fair enough. All right, getting right into our top 3. Starting at number 3, the NFL draft is on Thursday. Is the first round that starts, goes Thursday through Saturday, I believe. And we're going to guys, the draft is always fun. I always try to watch at least the first round. My wife is super excited for this. So am I. So what I did is I threw together my own mock draft. And I will say this, I did my best. I did not look at anybody else's mock draft. I did not take it from anybody. This is my own. I threw one together. So this could be way off. I just had some fun with it. This was really, really fun to put together. I didn't realize how much fun mock drafts were. Probably should put a little more effort into it. Put a decent amount on, but it kind of... I was thinking last week I had another week. I was thinking the draft is next week, and then I was like, oh, shoot, no, it's this week. Mm-hmm. But I did get it together. I got it finished. So we're just going to start off going over my mock draft.
Wait.
What? That is the draft sound. All right. With the first pick. Okay, stop. That's enough. All right. So, in this year's draft, the first pick is easy. Usually in drafts, there's like
Drew
3 to 5.
Aller.
3 to 5 picks that are easy. This one, I think it's just 1, maybe 2. But the first pick is easy. It is Fernando Mendoza. Fernando Mendoza will be drafted by the Las Vegas Raiders. I think they showed that with signing Cousins, with possibly they could still bring back Crosby, which would be interesting. If they make this draft pick, they might be a decent team next year.
Mm-hmm. Huge fan of Mendoza.
Same.
I love his grit. I love his play. I think he's precise. I think he brings a good balance of a reckless abandon with just precision, and he was coached by the ultimate precise man in Kurt Cignetti. He's tall. He has all the traits you want. At first, I was like, he's kind of, I don't know, what's the word? Just average, just like normal. But he's got some traits that will excel, I think, in the league. He's got to be your number one pick.
He's got to be. And I think he gets the hate of being maybe too small. People don't realize this guy is an inch taller than Josh Allen.
He's 6'5".
He's 6'5", which is taller than Josh Allen, and he weighs 236 pounds. Like, this is a big man.
Yeah.
He looks, and there's people that are like, I'm going to have the grit of Josh. If you watch him in the national championship, he has every single thing
That was
you
Josh
want
Allen.
from an NFL quarterback.
And
he is
Tom
an
Brady
amazing
in
quarterback.
the house.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and if a front house like the Raiders and Tom Brady have faith in a quarterback, I trust that quarterback is gonna be good enough for them.
Mm-hmm.
I also like Fernando Mendoza. I think you said he's like perfectly average, and I think that is a good thing you want in, like, people think he's perfectly average. It's a good thing you want in the NFL, like we talked about before, system quarterbacks. If he can, at least for his rookie year, fit that system and then just keep growing from there, I think it's going to be a perfect fit for
I think so. I think from Mendoza, I know he gets a lot of credit for Cignetti going there, but it's also a trait of adapting to systems and getting better. Like, he got better. That's some people go. I usually say with Drew Aller all the time. Drew Aller, his freshman year, was a really good quarterback. He never got better. He never did. He had all the traits. He had everything. He never got better.
Yeah.
Fernando Mendoza went from a decent team in Cal, played very, very well there, got better coaching, and he got better. That's actually very hard to do. So, yeah, I think it's just the chalk. This is easy. It is going to be Fernando Mendoza. The draft doesn't start until pick 2.
Yes.
Pick 2.
Drew Aller.
Should be Drew Aller. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. But with their second pick, New York Jets have the second pick. This is probably widely known as probably the best prospect in the entire draft. It is Arvell Reese. He's an edge / linebacker from Ohio State. He's probably going to play edge in the NFL. That's what a lot of these guys do. They're kind of hybrid guys. They're speed off the edge. With the Micah Parsons coming into the league, that's kind of what the name of the game is. Arvell Reese, very, very good edge there from Ohio State. He kind of got overlooked from Sonny Styles because of the combine, but Arvell Reese is probably by far the best player in this draft. So I have him going number 2. Number 3, to the Arizona Cardinals. JJ will love this. I have Francis Mauigoa, the offensive tackle from Miami. Just the Cardinals are trying to get some help. I'm not sure exactly who their quarterback's going to be, but we know they have a lot of holes. A lot of offensive guys they need for sure on the line, so I have Mauigoa going there, number 3. JJ, what do you feel about Mauigoa in my top 3?
I think he's skilled enough to be there. I do think the Cardinals probably go defense here because there's just so much talent. You still have Bailey, you still have Sonny Styles, and the safety from Ohio State, Downs, still there. I think they go defense here because you have some of the high-end talent, especially if the Jets would not take Reese and take Bailey. I think they would take Reese. Just try to get that high-end guy. But
I would agree if the Jets don't take Reese, Cardinals probably will. But I think Mauigoa is by far the best tackle in this draft.
I would agree.
And to get him would be...
He is a right tackle, so not the premium, but yes, he could definitely go number 3. He has the talent to be there. Best offensive lineman in this draft.
Yeah, I think that's what sold it for me. Best offensive line in the draft. I think, and it's not very close either. So...
Agree. No qualms.
Yeah.
If I'll only say I disagree if it's like 5-10 picks off.
Yeah,
But it's like
that's
2 or
fair.
3 of them.
That's fair. I think he'll.
Or
be
if it's a need,
for sure he'll be in the top 5.
If it's a need that I think a team needs and you didn't give it, then I'll
Fair enough.
disagree.
I looked at that. I made sure I looked that up. So we'll see.
I mean, every team needs it.
Everything you need, for sure. These top 5 teams, they need a lot. But number 4, the one guy you mentioned, the Titans have the number 4 pick. I have David Bailey, the edge out of Texas Tech. He's probably the best edge in this. There's a lot of really good ones. That's why I don't love. How can I say this? When there's so many good edges like this, it's really, really hard to put them in places because there's so many good ones and to gauge where they're going to go because there's teams that can sit there and wait and they'll still get a good one. But I think David Bailey overall is the best. I guess if Arvell Reese is technically an edge, he'd be number 2. But he's a very, very good edge from Texas Tech. I would like him going to the Titans.
I agree. I think people are putting Jeremiah Love in this position a lot right now. I would not be surprised, but I do think that Robert Saleh is going to draft one of those stud defensemen.
Yeah, I fought so hard with Jeremiah Love because he's so hard to put somewhere because there's a lot of teams. It's really, really hard anymore to see teams draft a running back in the top 10. And after 10, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll talk about it more.
We're going to disagree here, Andrew. I know we're
probably there's one place I will talk about that I could see him going that I don't have him.
We're going to disagree.
But it's going to be really hard. Number 5, it's not going to be Jeremiah Love. It's the New York Giants. They have Scadaboo. They're going to be fine. I have Caleb Downs going at number 5, safety from Ohio State. Probably the best hybrid player in this draft, the best defensive back / safety. He can play anywhere on your defense. I think he's one of the best players. Other than guys up front, he probably is the best player in this draft. I love Caleb Downs out of Ohio State. I think he goes here at number 5.
Yeah, I think this is kind of the decision that's being made. I'll let you go on. I have a comment about that one, but...
Okay. Number 6, I have Spencer Fano, offensive tackle from Utah, going to the Browns at number 6. And then I'll say it's a tackle. Again, these teams, they need a lot of help.
Protect your quarterback.
Protect your quarterback. I think it's the first thing. I think what teams are realizing is you got to protect your quarterback. You got to build from the interior for sure on offense. And Fano's a very good one from Utah, so I have him going 6 to the Browns.
Keep on going.
Number 7, the Commanders. This is where it could hurt me because I think this is where possibly Jeremiah Love could go. I think if he goes in the top 10, this is where he would go. Yes. But this is the Commanders. This is my team. We need help on defense bad. I want Jeremiah Love so bad, but I'll kind of be mad at it because our offense is fine. We need defense. We need help on defense so bad. So I have at number 7, Mansour Delane, the cornerback from LSU. I believe he's a top 5 or 6 prospect.
Number 1 cornerback.
Number 1 cornerback by far. Very, very talented. So he is number 6.
When you draft Delane, you're going to be waiting a while for the next cornerback. So it's definitely a premium position in the draft. If you're going to make that pick, it's going to be valuable. I would be surprised. Sonny Styles, Ruben Bain on the board. Would you love a Sonny Styles in this position?
We need help on the back end more than up front. That's the biggest thing. We have solid front with
no disagreement
with some of the Alabama guys we had before. I think Sonny Styles might get overdrafted just because of his he's very, very good, don't get me wrong, but because of a good combine, he's going to get overdrafted. He was probably in the 15 to 20 range. Now he's in the top 10.
He's going to go top 12.
He will go top 12 for sure. I'll have him in there. But I think we need way more help on the back end than we do up front. So I have that going there. And at number 8 with the New Orleans Saints. This one was kind of fun. I think they need help on offense as the first offensive player since Fernando Mendoza at the top. I have Carnell Tate from Ohio State, wide receiver, going to the Saints to get them a good number 2 option. I really like Tate going here. Not a whole lot to say other than, they need help on the outside really bad.
Seems like Saints are going offense somewhere.
Yeah.
They could go on the defensive line, but hype up that offense. Give Shuck something to work with on that.
For sure.
Core.
At number 9, the Kansas City Chiefs. That is where I have Sonny Styles. So I do have him in my top 10. Chiefs sitting there at this spot. I think you get a very premium player in Styles. Again, I think they're going defense. They might... This is a team that I could see maybe at the back end, which they do have 2 picks in the first round, so we'll get that one later. But I think they'll start on the defensive side because there's plenty of solid offensive players they can get later.
Yeah, I mean, if Styles is there, you're grabbing him. Mm-hmm. I think if you're the Chiefs. Yeah, keep going. I think it would be very, 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 very hard, even if you have Kenneth Walker, to pass up Jeremiah Love at this point with Patrick Mahomes. Also, with Jordan Tyson and Mekhi Lemons still on the board, it'd be tough to pass up.
We'll get there. We'll get there later. Because they do have another pick in the first round, I believe. It's not until later. But number 10, I put a trade in here. I made a trade. So the New York Giants have the number 10 pick. I have them trading 2 spots back with the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys move up to number 10, and I think Jerry Jones is going to make a splash. I think he wants his defensive player, like he said. I think he moves up to 10, and he gets Ruben Bain out of Miami. He's talked about his edge that he's wants so bad. I think the Dolphins in the middle there could draft Bain. I think they'll be scared of that. They'll jump up to 10, and they will take Ruben Bain at number 10.
I like it.
Love a good trade. I am lower on Bain. I think he's dropping. I think he's slipping. I think you could see him early mid-20s.
You don't think Jerry Jones will see a guy like that and want to go up and get him?
He's been saying
He's
needs an
going to get
explosive
somebody.
defensive player.
Yeah, he's probably gonna get someone that looks like Micah Parsons.
Ruben
Something
Bain,
like that.
which is Ruben Bain.
So he'll probably trade up to like 4 and get Arvell Reese.
He could. He could. But I think because another thing too, where the Giants, I think the Giants can sit right where they are and get the guy that they kind of wanted all along.
Yeah.
So I really like this spot because this is already would be the Giants' second pick. So I love them trading here. And then at number 11, the Miami Dolphins. I got Caden Proctor, offensive tackle from Alabama. Again, the Dolphins, it seems like this are so hard to predict because they need help so many places. But I think teams that need that much help, they usually start on the offensive line. And I think by far the best one left is Caden Proctor.
Highest upside, possibly.
Yep, for sure. And then the Giants slide back to that number 12 spot with that trade with the Cowboys. I have Venga Uwane, guard from Penn State. I think they again need help on the inside to protect well, just blank Jackson Dart. Thank you. And I think they go interior lineman and go Uwane out of Penn State. The next one I had fun with. So next one is the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams love to play their tight offense. You play like a bunch and involve a tight end. They don't have a great tight end. So I have the Rams drafting Kenyon Sadiq, tight end out of Oregon in this spot.
Fun.
That would make this offense really fun. I think that's something that could really open up this Rams offense because, like I said, they love playing bunch. They love using a tight end. They don't have an amazing one. They have a solid one. They're really good. They have solid receivers on the outside. But I have Sadiq going. This is another place I tempted Jeremiah Love, but they have 2 good running backs. So I
feel like you got to go receiving. You had Devontae Adams leave. He had 14 touchdowns last year. You got to replace that with somebody. I'd take a wide receiver here or a tight end. They could do that with Sadiq.
I think Sadiq is by far you have Tyson, you have Lemon.
Does it scare you at all that every high drafted tight end doesn't pan out? Your OJ Howard.
Not with Sadiq because he's more than just tight end. He's very good at receiving, but he does a lot of things very well. He blocks very, very well. Again, like I said, with how the Rams want to play offense, I think he would be perfect for that offense with how they want to play. They want a tight end that can block, but can still, because they run a lot. They run the ball a lot as well. And Sadiq is very, very good for both their offensive style and just he's an absolute freak.
Tight end at 6'3", I could see him moving up to wide receiver as well.
Yeah,
It's kind of
fair
great.
enough. Fair enough. At number 14, that is the Baltimore Ravens. I have Monroe Freeling, offensive tackle from Georgia. Just again, another offensive tackle, not a whole lot to say. I definitely think the Ravens go offensive line with Derrick Henry, just that running game they want to get better, and Freeling is the best remaining here. At number 15, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I have Keldrick Folk, edge from Auburn. Again, it's hard to really talk a ton about like defensive edges and offensive tackles because those are by far the most premium in the draft, but that's where you got to go. For sure, the Bucs need to create a little more pressure on the defensive line. I do not think they're going offense. They've done that the last couple of years. They'll definitely go defense, and I don't like Kendrick Folk out of Auburn here.
I would probably go Zion Young from Missouri over him for the upside, but Falk is a good, solid player. Depends if you want to go upside or you want the talent now.
That's always something to have fun.
I would also you still got Tyson and Lemon on the board.
Yeah,
I would definitely think about it losing Mike Evans. You got 2 of the best wide receivers still on the board.
That brings us to one of those going off the board. Number 16, New York Jets draft Jordan Tyson, wide receiver out of Arizona State. They need offense everywhere. They help Garrett Wilson on the outside. This is their second pick of the first round, I believe, right? They picked Arvell Reese I have them Arvell Reese number 2. So I definitely think they go the offensive side here, and the best one left by far is Jordan Tyson. Anything to say?
No, I have a few comments I'm saving for the end.
Okay, sounds good. I like it. At number 17, the Detroit Lions, I have Jermod McCoy, cornerback, Tennessee. This just comes down to the Lions still need a ton of help on defense. Their offense is fine. They click every year. They're going to be fine. They need to continue getting help on, for sure, the corners on defense. Their corners have been pretty bad the last couple of years, so I have Jermod McCoy out of Tennessee going here.
Was the best cornerback till he got injured.
Yep.
All of last year, so question mark, but very, very talented.
Yep. Number 18, the Minnesota Vikings is finally where I have Jeremiah Love falling. I have him falling a little bit, not because I don't like him. I love Jeremiah Love. Like I said, I think there's a very good possibility he goes 7 to the Commanders. But if he doesn't, I think he falls this far because the teams above him are the Jets. They're not taking a running back. They have, why do I keep blanking on guy's name? Brees Hall. They have Brees Hall. The Bucks, they have 2 good running backs, not taking a running back. Ravens, definitely not. The Rams, like I said, I flirted with, but I think Sadiq fits their offense a lot better. Giants have Scottaboo. Dolphins need way more help than that. I don't think the Cowboys are going to go up there and take him, and Chiefs, probably not. I don't think they'll take him either. So, if he gets past 7 with the Commanders, I do think he could very much fall. And I think he fits this Vikings team perfectly with Jones being a little bit older on the back end of his career, being able to show a guy like Love, I don't know. I just love him going to the Vikings here. The only thing is, will he fall this far? I think that's my only gripe. I think he falls this far. I think the Vikings take him in a heartbeat.
I feel like you have to, yeah. Give 09 his second option there.
Jeremiah Love's not falling that far. Sorry, buddy. He's not.
Where does he go?
I think he will be a top 6 pick. In
Where?
the draft.
To who?
I think if the Cardinals don't get him, I think the Titans will consider it. And if he gets past the Titans, the Giants or the Browns will scoop him up.
You think that running backs in this age still go top 5, top 6?
I do because of last year's draft. You saw Genty go top 8. You saw O'Marion Hampton go top 20. I think because we've seen running backs like Kenneth Walker win the Super Bowl MVP. We've seen Saquon Barkley carry his team to the Super Bowl. I think the running back market is actually rising again.
I agree.
It went way down about 3 or 4 years ago. Nobody wanted to draft a running back. A few running backs go in the first round. We're seeing big running back years. Running backs making a difference. I think a team's going to take a chance, and you can't pass up that much talent.
I think what you talk about, the 6 and 7 spot, the Browns and the Commanders, that's probably what hurt me. If he can slide again, it's high for a running back. It's very high for a running back. I do love Jeremiah Love. I think he's better than Genty was, but because of the teams up there, if he gets past 7, I think he falls to 18, unless somebody trades up.
He's not. He'll be a top 8 pick.
He won't go to the Saints.
Top 9 pick.
He won't go to the Chiefs.
Yeah, he will.
Kenneth Walker just went there.
And
they're not going to do
and
that.
If you have the trade with the Cowboys moving up to 10, the Cowboys, Jerry Jones is going to take him there. Guaranteed.
That could also be true.
Jeremiah loves him.
That's not a bad idea.
There's no.
We'll see.
He's not making it to 10 though.
I don't know.
Top 6. It's my call. Top 6.
You think the Browns are going to draft him?
Top 6.
Guess we'll have to find that.
All right.
Between
That
the
was
Cardinals,
one-
Titans,
that was
Giants,
by far,
Browns.
Jeremiah Love was by far the hardest one for me because the teams in the top 10 do not need running backs. They need so much other help. But Jeremiah Love is
Too much talent.
so talented. Like,
Too much talent.
that's the problem. That was by far my hardest one to figure out. So that is one I could very easily get burned on. All right, moving on. Number 19, the Carolina Panthers. I have Dylan Thieneman, safety out of Oregon. They need help on the back end. Their defense was solid. It was up and down, but they allowed a lot of deep plays. And I really like Thieneman out of Oregon here to go to the Panthers.
Why don't you rattle off the next two? I'll make some comments on it.
Number 20, Dallas Cowboys pick here again. I have Anthony Hill Jr., linebacker out of Texas. They also need help on the linebacker spot, and Jerry Jones loves his Texas boys. I would definitely see Hill here. Very good linebacker, very underrated, going here to the Texans. At number 21, the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's where I have Mekhi Lemon,
Steal.
wide receiver from USC. Definitely a steal. If he falls here, the Steelers would be thrilled with Mekhi Lemon. But again, I did this more on what do teams need, what do they need to get better for sure in the top here. So I think Mekhi Lemon could fall. Probably a little bit underrated. I love Lemon, but he's not a huge prospect. But yeah, he's good, but he's not your top 5 prospect. I feel like guys like that, once you don't need it, he's going to fall to a team that needs it. I think he'll fall in the Steelers' lap here. Number 22, the Los Angeles Chargers go Caleb Lamu, offensive tackle from Utah, another tackle off the board. Number 23, the Philadelphia Eagles. I have Akeem Mesidor, edge from Miami. I love that the Eagles seem to have guys like this fall in their lap every single year.
So true.
This seems like an Eagles pick. I love. This is one I'm pretty confident in.
That
I
makes
like
sense.
this. If he falls this far,
Makes
makes a lot of sense for the Eagles here for Mesidor. At number 24, I have the Cleveland Browns going in their second pick of the first round. I have them going offense with KC Concepcion, wide receiver, Texas A&M. Probably the fastest wide receiver in this draft, most twitchy wide receiver. I love him here. So I have the Browns taking Concepcion. Let me just finish the top 25, then JJ, I'll let you have some comments. At number 25, I have the Bears also going to a man out of Texas A&M, edge Cassius Howe out of Texas A&M going to 25 to the Chicago Bears. Anything to say, Jay?
I love the Mesidor pick. I love Hal. He's underrated. I saw him play against Miami. He's a good player. Yeah, if Lemon falls that far, what I'm noticing about this draft is my mock would. I think teams like to get some offensive firepower, and I think you have the offensive guys like Tyson and Lemon and Love falling a little bit far. I would put them up and drop a few guys like Bain. I would drop maybe Proctor. I would drop some of these guys that you kind of put up a little bit far because of just how good these offensive players are. That's probably the biggest change I would do, and then some of the good offensive lineman, defensive lineman drop a little bit further because of some of their measurables. So,
dude, you really think Jerry Jones has gone through everything he's gone through, talking about how he needs a good defensive player and he's gonna go to the offensive side?
yeah, he does.
No, he won't.
He's not a man of his word.
That's true. That is true. You're not wrong.
He doesn't care.
You're not wrong.
I'd love to see him drop to defensive end after he traded away Michael Parsons. That made me laugh.
Yeah, just like pass one up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to Jeremiah Love. Yep. Because again, I think their offense was one of the best offenses in the league last year.
That's why he would add Jeremiah Love. That's
Idiot.
exactly right.
Oh, dude, if you draft Jeremiah Love, that's
Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Jeremiah Love, Pickens. Whew.
that'd be crazy. But then they give up 60 points a game, so it wouldn't matter.
It'd be fun.
At number 26,
Best
I
show
have
on
the
turf.
Buffalo Bills drafting T.J. Parker, edge out of Clemson. A guy going into last year was considered a top 10 pick. This could very much be a steal here for the Bills just because Clemson had a bad season and he dropped very, very far. But T.J. Parker, I think, is still a very, very good edge out of Clemson. At 27 of the San Francisco 49ers drafting Colton Hood, a cornerback from Tennessee. They need help on the defensive side. Again, if they can stay healthy, they're such a good football team. But I think usually a little bit of help on the outside would be very, very nice there for the Niners. At number 28, the Texans, I have Max. I believe it's pronounced Ianacher. Offensive tackle,
Beautiful.
Arizona State. Just a little bit of help there for the Texans. At 29, Chiefs have their second pick of the first round. I have Caden McDonald, defensive tackle out of Ohio State. A little bit of help there on the interior. At number 30, Dolphins second pick of the first round. I have Denzel Boston, wide receiver out of Washington. Best wide receiver left. I think they'll go offensive side with their second pick. I have him going there. Number 31, the New England Patriots. I have Malachi Lawrence, edge out of UCF. And at number 32, I think this guy falls perfectly to this team. I think he falls all the way last pick of the first round. And I have Jadarian Price, running back out of Notre Dame, falling all the way to 32, and Seahawks getting a very, very undervalued running back at the end of the first round.
Yeah, he could be the best running back next year if he stayed in college for sure. Love that pick. I love the Malachi Lawrence pick. He has a lot of upside. Not a lot of people know about him. Very, very good player. Good draft, Andrew. Good draft.
Yeah,
Very
what about
nice.
overall? I know you talk a little bit overall. What would be the biggest
Well,
thing you change other than Love?
I kind of said in my comments. I think you're gonna see Tyson and Lemon and Love go higher, and you're gonna see Bain and Proctor and even Delane maybe, and some of these guys drop a little bit. That would be my prediction. I think Love is gonna be for sure top 6 pick. That's my biggest gripe with your draft.
That's fine.
But other than that, you make some really good picks. Some picks that I hadn't thought about. I love the Steelers getting Lemon. I love the Eagles getting Mesidor. I'm trying to think if you snubbed anybody. Who was I thinking? Zion, Young, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Who's really good.
Yep.
If the Patriots are there at 31, taking Lawrence over Zion would be tough. But other than that, solid
anything to
list.
say?
I don't see Carson back, but I'll live with
I
it.
always put Drew Aller
For a
at
reason.
29 for
I'll live
Chiefs,
with it.
but
I don't have any comments. I think it was good. Did you look at the most recent ESPN mock draft at all?
I did not. I didn't look at any mock drafts before going.
Do you want to hear their top
I
6? Okay, number 1, obviously, Fernando Mendoza. Number 2 is kind of what we talked about. They took David Bailey out of Texas Tech.
Okay.
And then number 3, Arvell Reese. So those kind of just got switched around. Number 4, they took Sonny Styles.
Ooh,
Tennessee
that
Titans.
is, if that happens, that is a bad
Tennessee
pick. That
Titans
is a
take
bad
Sonny
pick. if The
Styles.
Titans take Sonny Styles.
That would be
That's
betting.
no Arvell. That's Arvell Reese still on the board.
Yes.
Arvell
no,
Reese is
no. Arvell Reese 3rd, Cardinals.
Okay.
Tennessee
They're just
Titans.
taking the last good.
Tennessee
pick,
Titans would take Sonny Styles. They'd just be banking on his freak athleticism. Number 5, they have the Giants taking Jeremiah Love, which is what JJ said, kind of, sort of. Which
I
is
think the
very
Giants-
interesting.
Giants?
I do think
But-
the Giants would take
No,
him.
I don't
But
think so.
think about the combo you could have of Scadaboo and
No,
Jeremiah
I'm
Love.
thinking about Dart, Love, and Neighbors.
the same thing.
Yeah,
Because
but they
Scadaboo,
love Scadaboo.
let's be honest, Scadaboo's not a
Scadaboo's
starting
not-
running back.
He's
Let's be
not
honest.
He's not. As much as
Again,
I see where you're coming
That
from.
is the one pick that will.
It's
destroy
so
my draft.
it's so give or take.
Scadaboo's not. I would love him to turn into a Christian McCaffrey. He's not going to.
Because I think definitely in this draft, Jeremiah Love is a top 5 player. I just think, I went more off of more off of team needs probably than anything else.
Yeah.
And I think with what the Giants did last year, I think it's a mistake to take Love.
It's gonna be so.
I think
tough.
their offense is good.
And I think Scadaboo is going to be injury prone, but yeah. Real quick, number 6, they have the Browns taking whatever his name is from the offensive tackle from Miami, Francis something.
Francis
Mauigoa, yes, thank you. They have the Commanders taking Delane from LSU. They have the Saints taking Carnell Tate, and then they have the Chiefs taking Reuben Bain in the top 10.
Okay.
Interesting. And then the Giants will take Caleb Downs from Ohio State. So
If the Giants get Love and Downs,
Caleb Downs dropping that far, that
but
is.
safeties don't go high either. The last top 10 safety was Seahawks.
Caleb Downs is so. I would take Caleb Downs over. For sure, if you need help on the defense side, over Jeremiah. Like if I was the Giants, I would be taking Caleb Downs over Jeremiah Love.
Well, now they're getting both. So
If you if they draft Downs and Love in the same draft, that's the best draft.
That's incredible. There's no way they're going to both those guys.
yeah. Either way, that's just the ESPN's most recent one. I'm really excited to see where some of these guys go because I think there are so many guys that could fit in so many different teams. So this year's draft is going to be a lot of shakeup. I don't think anyone's mock draft is going to be anywhere close.
Yeah,
that's just,
there's a lot of variety that could be in this
I would
draft.
say don't be surprised if Bain drops to the end of the first round.
He's not going to drop that far. I think if he drops, it won't go past 15.
I think he was so dominant in
I think
college.
the Bucs will
He
get it
can't.
if
He can't drop that far.
Just don't be surprised.
I would be surprised.
Let's make a bet. If Caleb Banks, Florida's defensive
He's
tackle,
not. No.
if he goes before Ruben,
Stop.
You give me $150.
Stop it.
Yeah, guys, that's my mock draft. Let me know. I'll try to make some kind of post on Instagram.
Sure.
Maybe Ben can help me out with that. With just my mock, and you guys can look over it. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you agree with. Tell me what you disagree with. Again, I reserved my Jeremiah Love stakes because that one's probably gonna come back to bite me. But yeah, that's my mock draft. Thanks, guys. Let me do that. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Moving on to our number 2 thing of the week. It is the NBA, deep into the playoffs. Ben, let me know what's happening in basketball right about now.
Oh, brother, are you ready for this?
I am.
Because it is so good. Yeah, let's jump right into. Before I get to that, let's just jump into some news. Some of the biggest news in the NBA right now is that Steve Kerr, obviously we know Steve as the legendary coach from the Warriors, is most likely going to be stepping down next year. Amid all this drama, Steve Kerr is most likely going to step down, making a vacancy in the Golden State Warriors coaching job. That is going to be very interesting to see how it goes. And in the same sense, Billy Donovan stepped down from the Bulls job, so I could very much see Steve Kerr going back to his old roots, the Bulls, and coaching the Bulls. So I'm really interested in that. That's going to be really cool to see who's going to coach Stephen Curry. Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
Hear me out. LeBron James.
It's not crazy to say that. No, that's going to be super interesting. I'm guessing they're going to go for a experienced coach.
What?
With, Steph
I mean,
Curry.
I would have a hot take for a hot take segment. Steph Curry's not a Warrior next year.
Man, it's going to be so hard to leave the Warriors.
Is he more loyal to the system and his coach and all that they've been through, or is he really loyal to Golden State? Because if he's given an option to go win somewhere else, is he going to take that?
Yeah, it's so tough. So tough.
I mean, think of all the teams that would be begging.
And what's interesting is that the Warriors have a very good team when they're healthy. They're just missing half of their starters right now. So I think you bring in a good coach, you get a good draft class, and you have a healthy Warriors team next year. They're competitors. But, man, yeah, I mean, is Draymond Green staying? I could see Draymond leaving. Steph Curry, same thing. Yeah.
The end of the Warriors as we know it.
The dynasty is...
Oh, how dynasties fall so quick.
And a new one forms. The Spurs. Whoa! Let's jump right into the first round of the NBA playoffs. And since we last left off, we were still talking about the play-in series. I'll just briefly go over a couple of those games, if I may. So we were talking on Tuesday night, I believe. Yes, Blazers beat the Suns, Hornets beat the Heat, and then the following night, Warriors beat the Clippers in a shocking turn of events, and then the 76ers beat the Magic. And then in that final play-in spot, The Suns rout the Warriors. Warriors end their season. And then the Magic rout the Hornets, which is very interesting because the Magic looked horrible. And I saw someone kind of joking about this, but I kind of can see that, how the Magic would intentionally lose that first game to avoid the Celtics and then beat the Hornets to play the Pistons, because the Pistons were less of a scary team. And I could see them doing that. I could see them doing that because they put up a stinker versus the 76ers, and then
now
they're
at 1-0.
They looked dominant in those next 2 games.
And
So
the
that's
Celtics look good.
yeah, that's a very interesting take that I could definitely see happening. And then on the other hand, the Warriors, like I said, they just couldn't get it done. Such shorthanded. And then the Suns move on. So that brings us our first round matchups. First games on Saturday. The Cavs beat the Raptors. Cavs took a 1-0 series lead. The Raptors looked good. They were missing their starting point guard, so that was tough. But nonetheless, they looked good. Nuggets got a win over the Wolves. That's still going to be such an entertaining series. Nuggets were led by Jokic's, I believe he had a triple-double. Yep, 25, 13, and 11. Triple-double machine. Anthony Edwards didn't play that well, but I wouldn't be too worried about that. Then the Knicks beat the Hawks in MSG. Knicks were looking really good. Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns had a huge fourth quarter. They win that game. Hawks are just such an interesting team. Lakers led, turn back the clocks. LeBron James, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 13 assists, and Luke Kennard, 27 points.
The dynamic duo you never knew you needed.
Insane. The wrong Luke. Luke Kennard, 27 points on, 5 for 5 3-pointers. Insane. Lakers get a win over the Rockets. I believe that means that Lightning just won. Or sorry,
Lightning
they
just
just scored. Rockets obviously without Kevin Durant in the game 1, but nonetheless, Lakers get a huge win. Then on Sunday night, the rest of the first round games, Celtics rout the 76ers. Like we said earlier, Celtics look insanely
Wagon!
insanely good. Jaylen Brown, 26, Jason Tatum, 25. That's going to be hard to beat. 76ers, on the other hand, obviously they're still without their main man, Joel Embiid. Maxey could not get it done.
Short season. Goodbye.
Thunder rout the Suns. Thunder are another wagon. Poor Suns. You can't have Dylan Brooks being your leading scorer. No. That's just plain simple.
For sure against that team.
Kind of like I said earlier in this podcast, or last week, or whatever it was, Devin Booker can't lead your team to a playoff run.
Oh my.
I'm sorry. I just said it.
Oh my.
They scored 84 points total. And then, like we said earlier, Magic get the first game win over the Pistons. A first game road win in a 7-game series is like the biggest piece of momentum you can ever have. And that's going to be scary for the Pistons. The Pistons have a player who had a collapsed lung like 3 weeks ago leading their team and having to carry them. Mm-hmm. So that's not a good look. Cade Cunningham had 39 points, and still they could not get the win. And then the Spurs. What a cool environment. Did you see that? The Spurs home.
A little too
home
much
game.
for me, must say. A little too much.
Cannot agree with you. I think it was amazing.
The court was too much. I love the crowd. The court. Do a normal court.
Well, it's their city edition.
Wooden floor, trophy on the court. Boom.
Well, you don't have a trophy unless it's the finals. But yes, I know what you mean. I think for the playoffs, you should not be able to do city edition uniforms. It should just
also.
Be
I have sorry, I'm a little gripe-ish today, but
someone's grumpy.
Music. The music during the NBA games is ridiculous. Whoever came up with that idea is a moron and needs to be put in a chamber with loud music playing all the time. It's so annoying. You can't enjoy the game. At least for the playoffs, get rid of it. It's too loud.
I was going to say the exact same thing. I was watching the Knicks game last night, and it was like...
On defense.
Seriously. It was so loud. You could barely... Like, the announcers were having to yell over this music.
That's unbelievable.
It was bad. It is pretty bad. So I agree with you there. Let's get rid of that music. But as I was saying, Spurs had an awesome home game environment. They had super cool, the playoff shirts. There were different color coordinated sections. It was really cool. Spurs get the win, 111-98 over Portland. Wembanyama, 35 points. He looks unstoppable. And the Blazers, like I said earlier, give them another year. Hopefully they'll have Damian Lillard back. Avdija, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I was talking to a friend. Game 7, because Lillard is available. Like, you could play. Game 7. You have to bring Lillard out.
No, he needs rehab. he's gonna hurt himself again. Advia had 30 points, 10 assists. He is very good, but like I said, you need the it factor, and Advia does not have that.
Advia is a mini Doncic.
Sure, we can say that.
His European players
Even though he's
popping
bigger.
up everywhere.
And then the couple game twos, Cleveland gets another win over the Raptors. Like I said, Raptors they need another piece. I don't know. Scotty Barnes had 26. Who's supposed to be their second man, Brandon Ingram, could not hit a shot for his life. I was watching that game. He went 3 for 15 from the field goal, and he had 7 points total. You need him to have some more points. And then the dynamic duo of James Harden and Donovan Mitchell, 30 points and 28 points. Mm-hmm. It's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah.
I love your pick on the Cavs. They're watching them. They look really good. And then excuse me, an insane game. Super
First
exciting
close game of the playoffs.
Super exciting. The Hawks steal a win in MSG over the Knicks. What a game! What was the biggest deficit? Yeah, the Knicks were up by 14 in the third quarter, and then the Hawks just came back. And then late in the fourth quarter, they take a lead, and they hold on to that lead despite Brunson making Brunson shots. It was insane. It was a CJ McCollum game. CJ McCollum had 32 points. I believe how many of those were in the fourth quarter?
15,
only 6 points in the fourth quarter, but they were all. Yep.
I thought he had like 10 straight or something.
Nope, they had 6 straight. They were all clutch points in the fourth quarter. Insane, just dicing up Jalen Brunson. He is hunting Jalen Brunson. Like, Jalen Brunson is a cone
liability
when CJ McCollum is playing offense.
Which they're going to have to figure out because Brunson is key for their offense. And if he can't be on the court because of his defense.
Well, they just need to not switch onto CJ McCollum.
We'll
in
see
that
how
situation.
they adjust.
They have such
but
good
anybody,
defenders.
we'll see.
Yeah. I don't. Either way, CJ McCollum, loves seeing him play good. He's becoming the new villain. He does not want to be the villain, but it is going to be very entertaining. Hawks get a crazy win, fend off a last-minute shot by Bridges. Super fun. Super fun. And then the late-night game last night. Another thing, let's get rid of these late tip-off times. This game didn't tip off till 10:55.
Yep.
And it was played.
I was sleeping, boys.
The NBC broadcast did not turn off until 1 a.m.
That's
Eastern
insane.
time. So obviously no one's watching that game on this side of the coast. But nonetheless, the Timberwolves tie the series. They get a win behind Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards finally had a good game. 30 points, 10 rebounds. And then also Julius Randle, 24 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Huge game for the Timberwolves to get a game in Denver. An awesome game. Another awesome game. It was head-to-head. Wait.
Wire to wire.
Wire to wire? Head-to-head.
There you go.
Wire to wire, down to the wire.
Just wire to wire.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Really
Wire to
good
wire,
game.
that's all you're looking for.
Back and forth the entire game, despite the Nuggets leading by 19 in the second quarter. Super good game there, and then that will even the series. So, as it stands right now, OKC leads 1-0. They play tonight. LA leads 1-0. They play tonight. Timberwolves Nuggets are tied 1-1. Spurs Trailblazers. Spurs are up 1-0, and they play tonight. Orlando and Pistons. I believe they play tomorrow. Yep, they play tomorrow. Oh, I'm wrong. Sorry. Thunder play tomorrow. And Pistons play tomorrow. Magic are up 1-0. They play tomorrow night. And then the Raptors are still down 2-0 or 0-2. I hope they can get a win back in Toronto. And then the Knicks-Hawks series tied. And then the 76ers and the Celtics are currently playing. In the first quarter, the Celtics are up 13.
That's about right.
It's going to be tough to beat them in this first round. That could probably be a sweep. Some good basketball taking shape. Our predictions are looking pretty solid so far. Celtics are on a crash course. Cavs look really good. And then on the other side, Spurs and Thunder. Going to be hard to beat. Also, can I say, SGA in that first game had 27 points. Guess how many of those were free throws?
17.
Yep.
17.
17.
That's funny.
I believe it was,
about right.
it was either that or 25 points and 15 rebounds. He did his things, but nonetheless, refs versus everyone.
Pretty much.
I love basketball, guys, and it's going to be getting good.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my dad. My dad is a top-tier NBA hater, but he's like, you know what? He still hates basketball. He still hates the NBA playoffs, but he's like, you know what? This is a little bit better. And we can
It's
agree.
getting there. I feel like it's getting
The defense ramps up. The offense gets a little smarter.
Usually, I would say by game 3 or 4 of the divisional playoffs is when I'm like fully into it. I'm still not really into it yet.
You mean the conference semis?
Well, you know why I went into it, Jay?
Whatever. Yeah.
Because there's hockey going on.
Well, Guys, let me just say before we get into hockey, you cannot bash the basketball NBA playoffs unless you're watching those games. I've watched.
I didn't bash it.
I'll leave it at that.
I never bashed
The
it.
only series I have seen that I went, okay, this is good basketball. Like, for example, I watched Thunder Suns and
Not good
then
basketball.
Cavs and Raptors.
Good basketball.
Nah.
Yes.
Raptors Cavs was not good basketball, but I turned on the Nuggets Timberwolves. I was like, this is good.
Sure.
This is two good teams that can make a run. The others, I was like, Cavs looked all right, but they didn't really have to play that hard, I guess. But then the Nuggets Timberwolves, like, yes, this is some ball I can get into. The next round, when we get potentially Spurs Nuggets, we got Thunder Rockets, Thunder Lakers. We got Celtics versus the Knicks. Then we're gonna get into
The Hawks are giving the Knicks a run
stuff.
for their money. I wouldn't say that too soon.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hawks
But-
Knicks. Guys, basketball's good. Just watch it. Let's get to hockey though, because talk about awesome environments.
Dude, this hockey so far has been so much fun. I've been locked into these games. I've watched as much as I can. I do wish basketball and hockey didn't overlap because basketball is probably the sport I watch the least.
And I watch basketball.
I would enjoy watching basketball, I think, like for sure the playoffs. I just can't with hockey going on right now.
Right.
Like, I just
Vice
enjoy
versa.
watching playoff hockey.
Vasilevsky
so
just had
much.
one of the best saves I've seen.
Back it up, let me see.
JJ is a little distracted today.
JJ is very, very
we
distracted. I
apologize.
get it. The Lightning are playing currently. So.
It was a 2-on-1, short-handed. Oh wait, never mind.
Nah, it was TD.
Never mind.
It
It was,
Oh,
it was
my
a
God.
defensive stop.
Wow, thanks for trying to get in the middle of the pod for absolutely nothing. All right, just getting right into the series. The playoffs started on Saturday. First game I'll talk about here is the Carolina Hurricanes defeated the Ottawa Senators 2-0 to go 1-0 in their series. Pretty much a chalk game. It was pretty boring for most of this game. I believe the first goal didn't come until the second period. Yeah, pretty much just a very, very Hurricanes type game. What was really fun about this is as soon as the puck was dropped in this game, we had a fight.
Yeah.
So it was Brady Tkachuk, and I forget who he fought, but immediately once the puck was dropped in this series, there was a fight, which makes it fun. Other than that, it was probably by far the most exciting thing.
Keep talking. I'm going pee.
Okay, of this game. But yeah, Hurricanes domination, pretty much what we expected.
Anytime you see a Tkachuk brother,
Tkachuk.
there's gonna be some fights
Right.
going on.
For sure, Brady. Brady does a lot more than Matthew, which is really, really fun.
Yeah.
And then in the second game on Saturday, the surprise of the night, the Minnesota Wild defeat the Dallas Stars 6-1. Never even close. Wild led early on, never looked back. They were up 4-0 at one point. And yeah, just never, ever a game. But we expect this to be one of the best series of the first round, which is still looking that way. We'll get in game two here in a bit.
I would say it's surprising. You knew the Wild had it in them to go off like this, but you expected the
surprising
Stars to
me,
be a little bit
yeah.
more prepared.
Yeah, I think that's what was surprising is, again, I picked the Wild in this series, but I think it was surprising for them to get out that early, that fast. Like, just like that, like, what was it?
You still knew this wasn't going to be a sweep or anything.
Yeah, exactly. 6 minutes, 30 seconds into the second period is 4-0.
Yeah.
Like, it was quick. But, yeah, we'll talk about the next game, and this is still going to be a very good series. One that may not be a series.
Oh,
The
boy.
Philadelphia Flyers defeat the Pittsburgh Penguins 3-2 in game one. The Flyers were by far the better team in this game. They went up 1-0. Malkin tied it at 1. And then they went up 2-1 on a goal from Travis Sanheim. And then they go up 3-1 on a goal from the kid, Porter Martone. 19 years old, just played for Michigan State this year, now playing for the Flyers. Been one of their best players so far, and he scores just an absolute amazing solo goal. Takes it in the zone by himself, kind of turns around, looks for somebody, nobody there, and just absolute snipe, top right corner, bar down, puts the Flyers up 3-1. Penguins did score one late on an empty net goal, but not able to finish it off. Flyers win game one 3-2. And then on Sunday, starting with the Colorado Avalanche, obviously defeat the LA Kings 2-1, but the surprising thing was the Kings fought. The Kings were in this game the entire time, had a lot of chances. They were down 2-0. They scored a power play goal in the third period, a little bit later, but yeah, I think the biggest thing here is the Kings fought in this game.
Yes, and yet this will probably be the closest game of the series. Unless the Kings steal one somehow, but yeah.
Yeah, I think
They
it was
did
just
well.
surprising. I was surprised how much they kept up with
Yeah.
them. Definitely. JJ, why don't you talk about our next game here?
Ah, the freaking Canadians. I knew the series would be longer when I saw the Canadians. If we would have got the Bruins, I think it would have been over in 5 or 6. This one might go 7 just because they're annoying and they keep fighting. I'll set the stage for you. End of the third period, we're up 2-1.
End of the first period or second period. You said third period.
End of the second period. Sorry, we're up 2-1. Canadians have 5 shots on goal.
Mm-hmm.
Sets the scene of what this game turned into. Canadians start turning into a shooting fest. We start turning over the puck. We get sloppy. Same story. Canadians go up. We actually tie them at 3 with 3 minutes left, 4 minutes left, and then overtime. Another freaking stupid lucky shot in overtime. We can't win an overtime playoff game to save our lives, and it's always, it's almost never a breakdown. They always make a shot. They just make a shot.
The name of this game was penalties. 5 of the 7 goals in this game were on the power play.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing. Both teams get a little sloppy. Both teams taking advantages of penalties. But the biggest play of the game is right before it went into overtime, the Lightning did take a penalty. I believe there was about 20 seconds left. Was it Corey Perry? Took a bad penalty. Was it Perry? I forget who it was.
Who it was.
Someone had
But they took a pretty
Well, what
bad-
happened was we were flying out at that time, so I lost connection. We were up 2-1. We had just scored the second goal, and it was within 25 seconds of the other goal, so I was hype. And then we land out, see we lost. So I didn't catch a lot of the end of the game.
It was a bad penalty. I believe there was 20 seconds left in the third period, and they killed off most of it. I think there was about 15 to 20.
40 seconds
I
when
was
they
a-
scored, yeah.
Yeah, I think there was about 40 seconds left on the power play when they did score. That was the name of the game, taking penalties. You kind of knew when Tampa took that penalty, just kind of the flow of the game. Canadians would probably score on that power play, sure, if they did.
I was watching it with my buddy who's a super fan, and I was like, they're gonna let him score. I mean, they give him a power play before overtime, and he's like, don't say that, but I agree with you.
Yep.
We've seen it enough already this year. Stupid penalties.
And then the game of probably the playoffs so far, the Buffalo Sabres defeat the Boston Bruins 4-3. Just them being back in Buffalo for the first time in 14 years is the longest playoff drought in, I believe, NHL history. And then they went down 2-0. They could not score. They were down first period, I believe it was. Yeah, the Bruins scored the first period. Morgan Geekie went up 1-0. And then nobody scored till the third period, a minute in. Elias Lindholm scored, put the Bruins up 2-0, and the place was like death. Like, the place had so much energy that night. And it ended up going until a little bit less than 8 minutes. Tage Thompson finally put Buffalo on the board, and the place started to get a little bit hyped. So Tage Thompson's okay. It's 2-1. They can still maybe fight back here, get it to overtime. And then just about 3 minutes later, Tage Thompson scores again to tie the game at 2. And then under a minute later, they score again. Matthias Samuelsson puts the Sabres up 3-2, and at that point the place was going absolutely berserk. It's what Buffalo, what they were waiting for years. That place absolutely erupted. It was so cool, and put them up 3-2.
That's what they're capable of. That's what they're capable of. That's why they're scary.
They can score quick.
Score in an instant.
Score quick. They added an empty net goal. Boston did score with about 6 seconds left. At that point, it was over. Just an incredible game. I love watching the Sabres team. They're so fun. They're so fast, and like JJ said, they can score so quick.
Yeah, when Buffalo sports are good, it's really fun.
Yeah. I agree with you. Late games are annoying because Vegas played the Mammoth at 10 o'clock. Didn't catch a second of the game. Woke up and saw the Golden Knights beat the Mammoth 4-2. So they are up 1-0 in that series. And then on Monday, guys, the Flyers
It happened.
are up 2-0.
Oh,
With
baby.
another domination of the Penguins. A shutout from Vladar, another goal from Porter Martone. Guys, I tried to tell you, we are beating the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Well, I agreed with you, so. I did. I
Both
said
of
they
these
probably
games.
will win this first
Both of
one.
these games
Both
were in Pittsburgh.
in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, crazy.
Get as many
over.
wins as you can,
It's
because
over.
the next rounds will be tough.
Well, obviously.
With Senators?
Whoa! Don't think that's gonna happen.
No, the Penguins looked better early on in the first game. We took a lot of penalties. I think they kind of got dejected the first time because the first period was like, they kind of dominated because we had a ton of penalty minutes, weren't able to score, and they just kept getting frustrated. And then Martone scored in the second period. Hathaway scored a shorthanded goal also in the second period. It got 2-0, and then we scored an empty net goal at the end of the game by Luke Glendening. Vladar being our savior again. He has allowed 2 or less goals, I believe, the last 10 out of 12 games. So basically, if we get 3 goals, we win. And we're doing that right now, and we are kind of dominating the Penguins. I love it. Fun fact, I believe this is the best offense in the Sidney Crosby era. The regular season has been for the Penguins, and we're absolutely shutting them down. And it's awesome, and I love watching it. I love watching. Sidney Crosby's been frustrated this entire tournament.
Tough.
The entire series so far, he spent the end of game 1 in the penalty box. I love watching Sidney Crosby.
Folks, speaking of penalty box, the Canadians have 4 players in the penalty right now, and the Lightning have 3.
Fight.
Yeah.
Guys, go watch
It
some
was
hockey
amazing.
right now.
This is why it's better than
August.
NBA right now. Sorry.
Yeah.
The guy's screaming at them across the penalty box. He's using a tissue to wipe fake blood off his face while he's yelling.
Guys, if you want to, Sidney Crosby says
I don't
some
know.
nice things
It's
that
just
make
different. I mean,
guys, look at this. Just pounding. Show the camera. Show the camera. Show
any
the camera.
sport that has this happening.
Just
in the
guy
middle of the
just
game.
laying on the ground getting pounded.
I don't know. It's tough.
In game 2 of the Senators Hurricanes series, this was a fun game. A little more scoring than the first one. This one was tied at 2 for the longest time. So
That's a
Ottawa went down.
shots on goal.
Ottawa went down 2-0 pretty early on, and then in the second they tied it at 2. So with about 3 minutes left in the second, it was tied at 2. The next goal didn't come until 6 minutes left in double overtime. This game went to double overtime. Crazy game. Hurricanes
Senators'
goalie. Senator Allmark. Who used to be the
Linus
Bruins?
Ullmark?
Yeah, Linus
Yeah.
Allmark. Used to be a Bruins goalie. Had 47 to 46 because he let 3 in. 46 saves. Allmark played an incredible game, but wasn't enough. Senators were not able to win in overtime. So the Hurricanes go up 2-0 in that series. And then, like we said, the series that we thought was going to get better, definitely not going to be a sweep. The Dallas Stars defeated the Minnesota Wild 4-2. Again, in one of those later games, I watched the first part of it, but I had to work, so I went to bed. So Dallas was up 3-2. They scored an empty net goal at the end of the game. To put it away 4-2. And then another 10 o'clock start. The Oilers defeat the Ducks 4-3. This game was really interesting because they didn't get a whole lot from Draisaitl or McDavid. All the scoring came from guys other than Draisaitl and McDavid, and Draisaitl is back for this. So, I didn't see that Edmonton scored with 2 minutes left to win. Oh, that's cool. Again, 10 o'clock. I didn't really watch it.
Too
It's
late.
kind of annoying.
I saw it was
loved
3-3
watching this.
for a while.
Yeah, 3-3 for a long time, and then about 2 minutes left, Kapanen scored. And Oilers win 4-3. So that's really, if they're
Should
doing
be a
that
good
without
series.
McDavid and Draisaitl, this Oilers team could be really, really scary. They might actually get one this year. Probably not. And that brings us to tonight. So currently, the Tampa Bay Lightning are defeating the Montreal Canadiens 1-0. Montreal's at 1-0 in that series. Sabres Bruins just got underway 0-0. And then tonight at 9:30, Mammoth play the Golden Knights. And at 10 o'clock, the LA Kings play the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, why don't they do that more often? Put the worst game late so we don't have to watch it.
It's all about time zone. It doesn't matter what everything else is. But Kings are fine. That could be a better game than you think. Be a better game than you think.
Just gives me hope in my Dallas Stars to make the final.
Well, I think the Wild are going to beat them still. Yep. All right. Yeah.
What a
Guys,
time.
the sports are so good right now. Hockey,
What a time.
basketball. The
Speaking of
NFL draft
sports,
is this week.
The Rays are losing to the Reds. Ugh. Don't like that.
That's not great.
Rays-
Well, the Reds are kind of good this
Kind
year,
of
dude.
streaky.
The Reds, that division's like the best division of baseball this year, so I don't want to hear it. Moving on to our worst thing
Speaking
of
of divisions.
the week. Guys, the New York Mets have lost 11 straight
My
games
division
already
winner.
this year. Remember last year when the same division guy, the Atlanta Braves, had started 0-7 last year, and they could never recover? This feels like it's already happened for the Mets. It feels like their season is over. They are one of the worst teams in baseball, which, again, like Jay just said, he was their division winner. They were picked as one of the best offenses in the league. They got Bichette. They got Soto. They are one of the worst offenses in the league. They are currently 30th in runs, which is dead last. They are 23rd in average. They are 30th in on-base percentage and 29th in slugging. They have had a horrible start to the year. They're not scoring runs. I remember I watched this team on opening day. I was like, oh my word, this lineup is so good. They're going to score so many runs. They have been awful so far this year. I don't think Bichette has hit a home run. They've just they're all out of sorts, and they can't find anything. Their additions they brought in Polanco, he's not been good.
I
love rookie
am-
Benj, he's not been great. It's
Yeah.
just not a good team.
I'm
this
not out on them just because
year. Straight's hard to come back from, dude.
they have a lot of new players that need to mesh, and I think they don't know how to play together as much. But you better get it together soon. The Braves last year was more of an injuries thing and more of a, I don't know, lack of motivation. Kind of, it was weird.
Still, you start out the season like this, losing 11
Mets had a little
straight.
bit more hope with they can come back from this.
It's gonna be hard.
It's gonna take the right.
This
chemistry.
being like this early in the year. Ben, you're looking at somewhere. You're looking at
Somehow Montreal got a power play out of this. Sorry. I'm
I was
so
looking
confused.
at. Did you see Frank the Tank's reaction? You know Frank the Tank, that old big guy from Barstool.
Yeah.
Have you seen? You haven't seen any
I
of
haven't
his
seen it,
reactions. He's obviously the hugest. New
Oh yeah,
York-
he's the Mets
New York
fan.
He's the Mets fan.
Yeah.
His reactions are so funny. Mind the cursing, but go watch some of his
How many
videos.
glasses has he broke?
Oh my days. He's because his reactions is like he takes off his glasses and he's like, "Arr!" They like chews on his glasses. It's
He's in a bad place.
The funniest thing.
Yeah.
Love seeing him be mad. Poor guy.
Phillies too tanking pretty hard.
Philly's not doing great, guys. Look who's my division winner at the top though. Of that division,
It's true. Braves.
Braves.
They're back, but watch out for those Marlins.
Hey, that brings us to a great comment by our listener, Kyle Schrock.
Go
Who
ahead.
says that the Braves are the best team in the MLB. What do you think about that?
I don't.
Because their record says so. Their record
They are
says
16-7. They are one. They have one more loss than the Dodgers. Technically, the Dodgers are still better. You cannot say anybody's better than the Dodgers until you're probably 10 games up on the Dodgers.
Well,
there's not going
did
to
the
be
Braves
just
get
because of
swept
their.
by the White Sox? Or, I'm sorry, the Rockies?
No, neither the Dodgers.
They got series
Unfortunately-
series one.
They got beat by
Since the Dodgers weren't even the number one seed last year, and were like they weren't a wild card team, but they were like the last team in, and they still just stomped everybody. No one's better than the
Yeah.
Dodgers.
No, the Braves are not the best team in baseball yet. If they keep this up, they could be. The teams I would take over them, obviously the Dodgers, I would take the Padres over them. Probably the Yankees still. The Yankees have kind of cooled off a little bit. I take the Yankees probably over the Braves. Other than that, though, dude, they're up there. They're a good team.
The Braves' point differential is the best. They are plus 62. I'm sorry, run differential. Just above the Dodgers at plus 57. The Yankees are plus 28. So the Dodgers and Braves are putting up some numbers. That's for sure.
Yeah. No, they
Solid
look
team.
good. They look good.
Solid team.
This is the team that I thought they could be, and they're not even fully healthy yet.
Was
with
that you
Baldwin,
that said that they'd be doing really good?
I had them winning this division.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, I did like the Braves coming this year. They're getting healthier. I think they'll continue to get even healthier. I think I said this earlier. I think we forget how good the Braves were 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They were such a good baseball team. They just had a really bad year last year, and for them bouncing back early on, they could be one of the best teams in baseball this year, which is very exciting to see. I would love to see that. So,
Yeah, I saw someone say that they should make a movie that's like the opposite of Moneyball and just have it be about the Mets because they spent the most money on
Yep.
now the worst team.
yep, that would be kind of funny.
Insane. Because they are
Funny.
right now currently the worst team in baseball.
Yeah, they are, which is insane.
Insane.
Which is insane to see. Now it's time for
Where
he
go.
JJ, you gotta get locked in. I know you haven't been locked in this
Guys,
episode.
lock in.
but-
Turn your phone off.
Is it 1-1? Oh, Montreal just scored. Wow.
Guess what it was on?
Power play. You guys gotta start going in the box, dude.
They are now
Gotta start going to the
for
box.
6 on power plays.
That's not what you
Our
want.
penalty kill is one of the best in the league. Not right now.
Not right now.
That would be a 70%, 72% penalty kill. Not what you want to see.
Not what you want to see. You should probably closer to your mic, though. All right, Ben. You got names this week, or did you forget?
Yeah, I got him.
All right.
Just getting you guys a
Looking
score
at it right now.
All right.
Currently, JJ's at 22 points. Andrew's at 15.
Say my name.
For those listeners
I'm
that
getting
don't know,
destroyed.
we're gonna do a segment here. Where he go? I'm gonna name.
You have to write them down because my
got-
phone died.
I'm gonna name some college football NFL players, and they're gonna tell me where did he go to college. Like I said, 22 to 15. First,
Don't look at my screen, cheater.
Turn it.
today's subject is gonna be wide receivers.
Turn it.
So get that
Ooh.
into your mind.
Interesting.
Wide
You
receivers.
gotta turn that further. Turn it all
Just
the way.
don't
Some
look this
NFL
way.
studs.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Why don't you
the
just?
ceiling?
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Doesn't matter. Why am I?
First one,
I'm gonna kill
easy. Just a layup for you guys. Get some points. We got Xavier Leggett, 2024 fourth round pick. First round pick. Pick 32.
Leggett. Raccoon Man, as
To
they might
the
say.
Panthers.
Raccoon Man.
Do you know?
You didn't type a lot. I'm wondering if you got it right.
Do you know?
I do.
I'm just a good typer. South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Very true. Very true. South
I should
Carolina
say it
is
first 'cause you wrote
correct.
it down.
That is true. Also,
True.
Each get a point there. All right.
So, who did he play? He played with Rattler.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Shout out Rattler. He's getting some minutes still in the
Not
NFL.
really.
Anyway, is he still on the Saints
I think so.
behind
I think so,
Chuck?
Yeah.
He got his chance.
Yeah, that's
Didn't
hilarious.
do enough.
Number 2, I have for you 2024 fourth round pick to the Patriots, Javon Baker.
Oh boy.
Javon
I don't know if I've heard of this fellow in my
If I heard
life.
this fellow either.
stud when he played in college.
I don't think he plays for the Patriots. Is he? He's a wide receiver.
He is a wide receiver.
Javon Baker.
Just send one out there.
He hasn't got many minutes in the NFL, but he was a stud in college.
Javon Baker.
Javon Baker. Baker.
Like that name is not even. Javon Holland is ringing a bell. Javon Baker. Are you
I got
sure
it.
it's Javon
I'm locked
Baker?
in.
Positive. He did have 2 colleges. I forgot to mention
I
that.
couldn't.
All right.
Got there. I'm sending it.
Because I'm gonna give you guys a hint for this one. I know I
Okay.
don't usually. The first college he was at was a very big college, very very big college, huge football college. The one he transferred to and got drafted from was not quite as big. It was still a big college, but just not as big.
See, I feel like we shouldn't count this now.
Why?
I don't know. Go ahead. Who you got?
I feel like he was drafted
down.
from Purdue.
I want Oklahoma.
Purdue was a good guess. It was UCF,
Ooh,
but
okay.
he transferred from Alabama.
Okay.
But UCF is
It's a
the
tough one.
answer.
Wow.
I thought maybe
Yeah,
you'd know
hard
him
to
because of a local Florida
Right.
team. That's right, Javon
Baker.
Baker. It was a miss. Number
I need
3.
to get some back on JJ, which is the problem.
Yeah, that would.
Get it right here. Get it right here. I hope
that's
this one
gonna be
isn't too hard as well. We have 2024 sixth round pick to the Dolphins. 2 colleges again. Absolute stud at the last college. Malik Washington.
No, it's the other one.
Yeah,
Malik
there's another one.
There's another
Washington.
The first one
Oh,
played
wait.
for Malik Washington.
Two
I mean, it
colleges.
couldn't. I'm just gonna say this. I don't think this is right.
His senior season, he totaled 1,400 yards.
Malik Washington.
I'm getting mixed up with another guy.
The guy too.
LSU legend Malik Neighbors.
No.
Okay.
There's another Malik Washington, isn't there?
No, I think it's Malik something. That sounds like it.
I'm sending
He's
one. I don't know.
totaled
Go ahead.
540 yards in the NFL.
Malik
Not
Washington.
hard
He's
today.
super fast. I remember that. He's super fast. I think. See, I think this is the other guy, but I'm gonna say Louisville.
Maryland.
See, is there 2 Malik Washingtons? Because I think there is one who played for Maryland.
Malik Cunningham is the one I'm trying. I think I was thinking of. He played for Louisville, but he was a quarterback.
Malik Washington played for Maryland, was a quarterback.
Dang it!
The one that I chose. Do you want to do another guess?
No, it's fine.
You don't know it. He played for. He got drafted from Virginia. Spent some time at Northwestern.
I knew Malik Washington from Maryland.
So we got the wrong Malik Washington.
Sorry, but you get 1.5 points.
You did clarify that it was a wide receiver. If it would also been a wide receiver, I would have probably taken that. But because it's a quarterback, I should have got that. So
A couple misses there.
that's annoying.
That was a tough round.
I got the
folks.
right name. I knew
Sure.
I knew the name.
That is impressive.
I knew the
That just proves the
Give
ball
him-
knowledge, though.
Give him a point.
Wow. Let's give him a point.
1 point.
Nah, oh, you got it.
23-17.
Yeah. Okay.
Get him next
I
time.
made one back, guys. I made one back.
Maybe this year.
That's
Maybe
okay,
maybe
right.
next week I'll do the
Tough
2026
draw.
draft.
I thought about that. We could do like the fourth, fifth round and stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of fun. Kind of fun.
We'll see. Guys,
All right.
send in your applicants for where he go.
Guys, we need more work.
Where
This is
where
fun.
did your future quarterback
Just
go.
Mansour Delane go?
What?
Mansour Delane.
Oh, LSU.
Where's Drew Aller going?
Oh, he's
He
cool.
actually is probably going to go to the Steelers.
Yeah, it's a good chance.
No,
Like third, fourth round pick.
5th round.
I like that.
probably the Chiefs.
All right, you got a hot take from a listener?
I do have a hot take from a listener. Let me pull that up real quick just so I get the wording correctly. It was from our friend Darrell Troyer.
Again, Darrell, you're the best.
Shout out Darrell, love your input.
His
He
hot take.
says the NFL playoffs and championship are the worst of the major sports.
That's it. That's all he says.
That's the hot take.
I got your 2-minute warning ready.
The
Well,
NFL
we need to know what major sports are.
I'm guessing NFL. I'm sorry. Yeah, of the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB,
You can throw college football in there.
throw college football in there. The NFL is the worst
College
playoffs
football,
and
college
championship.
Hang on, I'm trying to think out one more argue here. JJ, you got it. You got a rebuttal. You got anything?
Let's discuss. 3, 2, 1, go.
Ben, what do you got?
Man, this is so tough because you could very well argue that the NBA playoffs is worse.
Yeah, that's probably
Because of just the show, the get up. I think the NFL playoffs brings so much by the one game you're done. In the NBA playoffs, it's long, kind of drawn out. You kind of lose it.
I've been actually thinking about this last couple of days. I think my favorite sport, baseball, is worse. I
Interesting.
don't like the best of 3, best of 5, best of 7, best of 7.
That's fair.
I think we should do less teams. I think it should be just like hockey. 8 on each side, you play best of 7 across the board.
Yeah.
I think it'd be more enjoyable. I think it'd make the playoffs better. I don't like best 3, best. Like I don't like that you're changing the qualifications or like how many games you have to win every single round until the last 2, until it actually matters. I don't love that. If anything else, maybe if you want to keep the wild card, I'll do that best of 5.
Yeah.
I think the last 3 should be best of 7.
Yeah, I
not
agree.
just the last 2.
Yeah.
I think I get reminded of that with hockey.
I think the NFL is so good. The format that they have right now of the wild card
NFL.
games and then
I know
the
they want to buy.
divisionals are so built up and hyped.
I think this last playoff kind of is making its point because it was pretty bad.
True.
That's
pretty
bad.
bad.
That's fair.
But
I think the setup is fine.
the Super Bowl is so big it almost trumps everything else.
I think they got it right with changing to 1 bye. I like
Yeah.
1 bye, not 2. I think that's what I think that
That's
has
fine.
made it better.
So you disagree with the MLB is worse?
I think the MLB
I
is
think
worse.
MLB playoffs is worse. What do you think?
I think the MLB playoffs is worse too.
Interesting.
I think the play might be better, but I think the format, how it's set up, is worse.
I think the World Series
The
is
World
better than the
Series
Super Bowl, in my opinion.
No.
I enjoy it more, at least maybe. But
The
I
World
think
Series is so good.
I think the NFL
But
playoffs.
I'm
is
not
so
saying
good.
just the worst. I'm saying the playoff overall, how it's set up. I think the MLB is worse. Just I like baseball. I would watch baseball Game 7 over probably the Super Bowl for sure. My team's in it, but I think the way it's set up is worse.
Yeah.
And that
Such an
is the
interesting- so interesting.
2-minute warning. Darrell, that was phenomenal. I did not see that one coming. That is a great point. I love that one. Let me know what you think about the baseball one, guys. What do you think is the worst setup in all of guys? College football might be the worst.
Currently, yes.
College football is probably.
And if the NCAA tournament goes to 74 teams instead of 64, yes, that's the worst.
Yeah, we're barreling towards some that are much worse.
But please,
Guys, just make it work better. Even though we're so good. Guys, get out there, watch a little bit of basketball this weekend, watch a little bit of hockey this weekend. The sports are so good. Get locked into the draft on
Playoffs.
Thursday night, and we will talk to you next week. Thank you so much for listening.
Go
Peace.
Bolts!
peace out.